Hello, beautiful people. I hope all is well. I hope all is well. I am going to attempt to keep this volume because my baby is taking a nap on the other side of this wall. Y'all know I get excited sometimes. Y'all know I put on my teacher voice sometimes. So we're going to see how long this is actually going to last. But do please let me know whether or not you can hear me, if this volume is decent, and then we're going to be able to see what is the deal. If you are new to my page, this is the first time that you are seeing me go live, or this is the first time you're seeing me go live for our weekly live Q&A. My name is Alison. I am a certified dating and relationship coach, and I primarily work with single women to help them find and keep the partners that they deserve. Every Wednesday, I do this live Q&A. This is how I reach out to the community. This is how I am able to answer questions very quickly for those who are either unwilling or unable to book a session, for those who are either unwilling or unable to join me in the private community. I answer questions very briefly here to give as many people an opportunity to get some kind of feedback. It's not the best feedback, it's under 90 seconds, but at least it is better than nothing. So how does it work? Because I see people throwing questions in the queue, in the comments, so they don't know how it works, and that's okay. We're about to explain it. So every week I drop this story. You see this story? I know the ring light is there. This gray story with the red dress. It says live Q&A, then there's a question box. You have to drop your question in advance in order for me to answer it on this here live. If I have time, I will invite you to drop your question in the question queue and I will cover it. But unfortunately, more times than not, I do not have the time to take questions on the live willy-nilly. So you have to submit them in advance. Okay, so let us go ahead. Let us jump right in so I can answer as many questions as possible. Again, if I have time at the end of this all here, then I will take your questions that have to be placed in the queue. How do you place it in the queue? You are going to click on either there's a ... On my screen, there's a question mark with the bubble. You click on that and then you drop your question there. I will not take questions that are popping up in the comments because I have too many alerts in the comments. I'm going to miss it and I'm going to be overwhelmed. We need structure. We need organization. Okay. So that is how it all works. Let us jump right into this. So one of the questions I received is, do men still ask, do you want to be my girlfriend? Do men still ask, do you want to be my girlfriend? And I'll say this, sometimes they do, ask blatantly, ask clearly. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes you get it as, hey guys, this is my girlfriend Alison. Sometimes you get it as, girl, when you're going to get off those apps so it can be just me and you. You may get it blatantly, clear as day, will you be my girl? Sometimes you'll get it with a joke. Sometimes you'll get it with a slick remark. Sometimes you'll get it with an introduction. But either way it goes, what I would highly recommend is that you get it. You need to know. You need clarity. You need this person to say with their mouth what you are to them. So if you are dating someone for a significant period of time, months, and you haven't gotten the girl when you get off the app so it can just be me and you, if you're not, you my woman, why you acting like that? If it's not, hi guys, this is my girlfriend Alison. Hey ma, this is my girlfriend Alison. I need the words. Because what's going to happen is that this person eventually may do something or say something where you feel like they have violated a boundary. They are not fulfilling your expectations. And then someone who has never said those words to you are going to turn around in your face and they're going to say, well, you're not my girl anyway. And guess what? They absolutely right. Because you did not qualify, right? It is your responsibility. So you might get it blatantly. You may not get it blatantly. However, better safe than sorry, make sure you get it. However you got to get it, make sure it is clear what your status is. And anyone who tells you, oh, why can't we just go with the flow? Why do we need titles? Why do we need that level of clarity? Yeah, ask your boss why you need that promotion with that clarity. Why you need that title on your job. Why is it important to you that you are supervisor 1? Why is it important to you that you are supervisor level 2? Why is it important to you that you are principal versus assistant principal? Anyone who tries to lie and say that titles don't matter are full of themselves, because when you flip it back on them and ask them about the titles that do matter to them, then it's, oh, that's different. Someone in my comments says you're comparing apples to oranges. Nah, I gave you some logic and some reason and you didn't like it, because you had to face the reality that I slapped you with some logic and some reason, and now it's one thing isn't the other. Yes, it is. When it's titles to your job, you don't mind. When it's a title to your car, you need that. When it's a title to your relationships, you don't? Yeah. Kiss my behind. Get that title. Stop playing. All right? Next question. I'm a researcher. That's my real career. I research people. Is it wrong to research the men I'm dating? I'm a researcher. That's my real career. I research people. Is it wrong to research the men that I date? So I would want to know, what level of research are we talking about? Are we talking about a good old Google? Are we talking about putting their name on Facebook to see if they are in a committed relationship, if they're married, if they have children? Are you talking about, I forgot that system is called, I think it's called LexisNexis, where you're getting like Social Security and you're getting, if they went to jail. I think that there are boundaries that are important, and I would not violate those boundaries to the point where you could potentially be putting your job on the line, right? Like if there are platforms that's just inappropriate, that you shouldn't be using for your own purposes. And I would also want to give people time. I want to give people the opportunity to tell me things. So I would not immediately turn to the resources that you have for your job in order to research people. I would ask questions, I would gauge, I would make a decision as to whether or not what they're saying sounds reasonable. If a reasonable amount of time has passed and something is questionable to me, then perhaps I would use the platforms or whatever it is that your job allows you to do that Google wouldn't, right? Do your normal Googles, do your normal Facebook. I would not jump out the window, especially when I'm just meeting someone, because you're not even giving them an opportunity to tell you. Maybe he would have told you that when he was 18, he was arrested for such and such. Maybe he would have told you that he's on back child support and this is what he's paying and blah, blah, blah. You got to give people a little bit of grace to be honest, to be forthcoming, because then how are you ever going to build trust? So I understand that you want to use the tools that your job has given you as a professional researcher, but please give people an opportunity to be forthcoming before you jump out the window and start using those platforms, okay? How long after proposal should the wedding date be set? Time frame? How long after proposal should the wedding date be set? Okay, so when I first read this question, I initially thought that this person meant like how long from engagement to actually walking down the aisle. And so when I read it and I interpreted it that way, I thought, well, that depends, right? It depends on if you're pressed for any reason, legal documents, wanting to have a child in wedlock. It depends on budget. It depends on how large of a wedding you want to have, what that looks like. It depends on travel. It depends on lots of things. Then, just now, because reading is fundamental, how long after a proposal should the wedding date be set? The question is asking, when do we set the date? Not when the date should be, okay? I think that that's an excellent question, because sometimes what we find is that gentlemen, because they're the ones who normally ask for a woman's hand in marriage, gentlemen will sometimes ask for a woman's hand in marriage to shut her up. She's complaining too much. She's asking too much about next steps. He gotten in trouble. He's violated the trust somehow. So in order to shut his woman up, he's going to ask for her hand in marriage with no actual intention of ever walking down the aisle or not walking down the aisle anytime soon. So I would say, depending on the circumstances that are going on in your life, sometimes things are in a world when you just purchased a house, you just had a baby, someone has a change in careers, maybe a parent is sick. Within a few months of the engagement, you should be setting a date. Within a few months of engagement, you should be setting a date. What that date looks like is going to depend on so many factors, right? But you should be setting a date within months of engagement. I can tell you, within minutes of engagement, I'm still looking at the ring sitting in the passenger side of my husband's truck, my fiance at the time, husband's truck, he was talking about dates. Minutes. But we're going to give some folks some grace. Everybody is not where he was. Everybody's not where I was. So within months, we should be setting a date. Again, what that date is, what that date looks like is going to depend on circumstances, budget, and a whole bunch of other things, okay? So anything more than a few months, I am going to now put into question whether or not the gentleman actually wants to get married or whether or not he gave me this engagement ring to shut my mouth. And then you need to decide what you're going to do about that, okay? How soon is too soon after meeting someone before deciding to be exclusive? How soon is too soon after meeting someone before deciding to be exclusive? So I've shared this timeline on multiple occasions, but I will share it again because perhaps you are new to my page. If you are dating someone consistently, which means that you are probably seeing each other at least once a week, you work a regular 9 to 5, they live in your city, so the schedule isn't an issue, distance isn't an issue. That means that you should be on the phone approximately every other day. You should be texting every day. Within 3 months, both parties should be able to decide whether or not they want to see each other exclusively, they want to cut off everybody else, and they want to be in a committed relationship. Within 3 months. Now, just for clarity, because some people play this game of we're exclusive, but we're not in a committed relationship. That's the same damn thing. Exclusivity means me and you, and that's it. Nobody else is in this bedroom. Nobody else is in this phone being flirtatious. I'm not spending quality time that's romantic with anybody else. I'm not spending money on anybody else that's romantic. So I'm not playing that game with y'all. With exclusive, but not together, but wifey, but not wifey, but wife. I'm not doing that with y'all, okay? So we are dating, right? Then we are getting into an exclusive committed relationship. Then if both parties agree, we're getting into an engagement. Then we are getting married, and then we are living our lives as happily married people. That's it. There's no wifey step in between, unless wifey is when you're engaged. Okay, I'll take that. There's no exclusive, but we're not playing that game. 3 months is enough time for two people who live in the same city, who have a relatively decent schedule, to spend enough time together, to talk enough to decide whether or not they want to be in a committed relationship with each other. 3 months, more than enough time, okay? He told me he cheated in his last relationship, but says he wants to settle down. Trust him or no? He told me he cheated in his last relationship, but says he wants to settle. Trust him or no? Guess what? Most people, even if they were teenagers, most people have cheated in a relationship, man or woman, okay? Cheated could be inappropriate text messages. Cheated could be full-blown sexamundo, all right? Many people, I shouldn't say most, because I don't know most. Many people have cheated. And just because they cheated in the past does not mean that they are going to do it again. I know they say once a cheater, always a cheater. I don't subscribe to that. I subscribe to you do what you want to do when you want to do it, both as a cheater and someone who chooses to be monogamous. And the fact that he was forthcoming with you and told you about his past, I think also says a lot to the fact that if he has done nothing else to cause you not to trust him, then you should. I would not dismiss someone because they told me that they cheated in the past. I appreciate their honesty, and I am of the belief that people choose to change when they choose to change. I do not believe that once you do something one time, then that's what you're always going to do forever. You can choose to no longer live that life. Sometimes you're cheating because you're unhappy in that relationship, and at the time you didn't have the skill set, or you were too much of a punk to get out of it. You might have cheated at the time because you were bored. You might have cheated at the time because you were immature. There's no good reason, but it doesn't mean that that's how you're always going to be for the rest of your life. At the time, you were immature. At the time, you didn't have the ability to express your needs. At the time, you didn't know how to end the relationship in a healthy and safe way, and so the person stepped out. It doesn't mean that's how they're always going to be forever. So, to answer your question, he told me he cheated, but in his last relationship, but says he wants to settle. Should you trust him? I would trust it, unless he's giving you reason not to. Okay? Dating great guy with amazing qualities, but no spark. Should I end it? Dating and a great guy, amazing qualities, but no spark. Should I end it? What is this spark that you guys speak of? I need to know. Because the only thing that I can imagine, if a person is a good human being that has great qualities, she said amazing qualities, what is the spark that you're looking for? What more could he do for you? And I say this lovingly, is he ugmug? Is he a gargoyle? I'm talking about drop dead ugly. I know that's not a nice word, but I'm trying to get a point across. If he is drop dead ugly, okay. Yeah, well, first of all, you shouldn't have been dating him this long, but whatever. When swag is a spark, I don't care about no swag. Thank you for this definition, if that's one of them. I don't care about nobody's swag. We invest too much in swag. We invest too much in butterflies. I need to do a reel about butterflies. I've been thinking about this reel for months. There is too much of an investment in this energy of there's no spark, there's no chemistry, there's no. He's a good man with amazing qualities. That should turn you on. That should be the spark. That should be the butterflies that you speak of. That should be the chemistry. That's it. He's a good man with amazing qualities. He treats you well. Maybe he's boring. Make him more interesting. Drag him on a trip through Costa Rica. Make him get on some whitewater rafting. Make him interesting. Read some books together. Go to church. Pray together. 80-20 rule, y'all. Somebody's a little boring, spice them up. Somebody's outfits are whack, take their card and go buy them some clothes. Like, we cannot complain about the dating scene and complain about how trash it is and complain about it being pee when, and I mean no disrespect to you, you're the pee because you're looking for something that's so shallow. At least based on my very limited understanding of what people say this spark is, this chemistry is. You know what's sexy? A man who could pay his bills. You know who's sexy? A man who calls me when he said he's gonna call me. You know what's sexy? A man who treats me with respect. You know what's sexy? A man who listens to me when I talk. And weeks later he says, but didn't you say that girl did such and such, so you shouldn't do that? You was listening? What? That's sexy. And again, I'm not talking about absolutely unattractive. If we're talking about absolutely unattractive, then we shouldn't be dating that person in the first place because we know. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about being you corny. And again, in the same breath, we then say, oh, Sierra's prayer. If that's a square, I want it. Which one is it? Is it that we want consistency? Because that's corny. Is it that we want reliability? Because that's corny. Is it that we want butterflies, but butterflies is a spirit of chaos, y'all. Y'all ever seen a butterfly? I don't know if y'all know the same butterflies I know. That's a spirit of chaos. I don't want butterflies. I want peace. I want peace. So again, unless this person is, like I said, really unattractive, which I wish that you didn't even date him long enough to know about how much of a great guy he was, because he was so unattractive. Unless he is extremely unattractive, like he's just like, like a face that only a mother could love. Okay, I'm gonna need you to embrace peace and not look for butterflies and not look for this, and that's what's sexy to me. Okay, they want a guy with Future's features but Sierra's husband's personality. It ain't gonna happen. And again, 80-20. 80-20. Or do you want the person who turns you on, right? That makes that thing wet, right? That's exciting, right? And you know what's exciting is whether or not he's ever gonna come home. That's real exciting. To some, that ain't exciting to me. Let's go. Come on now. You already got my answer. Do older men tend to come on stronger? 61 years old. Do older men tend to come on stronger? It depends on your definition of strong. What I have noticed with my clients who are in my coaching program, the Partner You Deserve, what I've noticed is that those gentlemen do come on aggressively, and their aggression looks like, hey, here's a screenshot of my credit score. Here's a screenshot of my retirement plan. This is how I can take care of you. And guess what? I appreciate that. I appreciate someone who is going to be upfront about what they feel like they can deliver. Now, it shouldn't only be finances, and they should be showing you in other ways. But my experience is that that's how older men tend to present, is here is a list of how I can provide for you. Provision isn't everything, but that's usually what I've seen with my older clients. What's wrong with your voice? So my baby is sleeping on the other side of this wall. And so I'm trying to keep my voice down. I did do a check earlier. I asked folks if they can hear me. They said that they can. If you can't hear me, you let me know, and I'll turn it up a notch. All right. But back to your question, do older men come on stronger? If you measure that as strong, then yes, I have noticed that they are very upfront about their ability to provide. Okay. And I appreciate it. I ain't afraid. Should married or women in serious relationships go on girls' trips with single female friends? Should married or women in serious relationships go on girls' trips with single female friends? Why the hell not? I'd like to know. Why the hell not? I remember there was this real big popularity a couple of years ago that used to piss me off. Y'all know that I'm a West Indian woman. I participate obviously in Caribbean culture. I play math. I was supposed to go to Trinidad just 2 weeks ago, right? I decided not to go because I didn't want to leave my baby. But I paid for, top-notch costume in my closet. My friends brought it back from Trinidad. I paid for all the best fets, soca brainwash, ambush, like all of that, right? Hotel accommodations, flight. I paid for everything while I was still pregnant, and I decided last minute I'm not going. Anywho, I have some married people there. I got some single people there. And I remember there was all this talk that used to piss me off. That's, oh, you letting your girl go to Trinidad Carnival. I don't know. Jelly baby, no sound. I don't know. Everyone else is saying that they can hear me. I'll turn it up. I'll turn it up a notch. Just a notch. I don't want to wake up my baby. I'll turn it up a notch. Okay. I hope that that's good. So you can't go out with your girl. Oh no, what's going to happen? Guess what? Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you something real sweet. Okay. If your girl's a hoe, your girl's a hoe. If your man's a hoe, your man's a hoe. If your girl's a hoe, she gonna hoe in Brooklyn. She gonna hoe in New York City. She gonna hoe in Jersey. She driving out to Philly because that's who she is. Getting on a plane and changing your zip code is not going to make someone magically open their legs. If they're a cheater, they cheating. They cheating. That's what they doing. So this idea that going on vacation with single friends or going on a girls trip is going to magically make somebody a hoe or make them cheat or make them do whatever, guess what? It's been in their spirit. And they was about to do it here in New York, but they probably afraid of you. They was about to do it in Atlanta, but they probably afraid of you. They was about to do it in Jersey, but they was afraid of you. They was about to do it in LA. They was about to do it in Chicago. They was about to do it in Dallas, but they afraid you want to hear about it. So they're using the trip as an excuse to do whatever the hell they was going to do anyway. And what they probably was already doing. So this idea of, oh, you let your girl go to Trinidad. You letting your girl go to Miami Carnival. Guess what? Your hoe is a hoe. It's a hoe. And they was going to cheat. They was going to cheat. They was going to cheat, regardless of the location at the time. That's absolute foolishness. It is absolutely appropriate for someone to go on vacation with their single friends. It's not going to make them a hoe. It's not going to make them cheat. It's not going to make them behave in any kind of inappropriate way. Because what about Trinidad is making my legs open? Nothing. Okay? So please, go on the trip and don't let no man tell you that you can't go on a trip with your girlfriends because of what? Because of what? Okay? I am meeting guys online. After a couple of conversations, it goes nowhere. They aren't consistent. Are you on the right apps? Are you asking the right questions? Does your profile automatically repel the wrong people? Are you on the right apps? Are you asking the right questions? Does your profile automatically repel the wrong people. That is what I teach in my 6-month coaching program, The Partner You Deserve. That's one of the many lessons that I teach in my coaching program, The Partner You Deserve. I'm telling you which apps are the right apps for you. I am creating your profile with you. I am giving you all the questions that you need to ask so that you're vetting people to ensure that you can reduce the amount of useless conversations and get to the types of people who want the same things as you, who have the ability to engage and are moving forward. That's what we do in our coaching program. It may be time for you to invest in yourself. If you're not getting the results that you're looking for on your own, it may be time for you to invest in yourself. Anyone who's interested in joining my coaching program, you click the link in my bio, you tap the first button, we get on a consultation call. I let you know whether or not you're a good fit. If you're not, I will let you know what you should do instead. But at some point, if you're not getting the results that you're looking for on your own, it's time to invest in yourself. I have people who are on this live right now who just finished my coaching program who are actively dating good men through dating apps. So it exists. I just dropped a testimonial yesterday. Y'all saw the engagement ring. Stop playing. Okay? This must be wrong. Been dating a prisoner. May makes 1 year. Provides. Wants to marry me after 2 years. Thoughts. Been dating a prisoner. May makes 1 year. Provides. Wants to marry me in 2 years. I know there's television shows like this, but baby, you need to click the link in my bio and book a 30-minute session because I need to make sure that that wasn't a spelling error and I don't have the time to get into this. I'm sorry. I love you. You guys know I come on here every Wednesday, sacrificing time with my baby and my husband just so that I can give this service to y'all. I'm going to need more. How is he providing in prison? I am unsure. I don't know if you meant prisoner. Why did you call him a prisoner, not an inmate? I'm confused. Oh, a person. I've been dating a person. May makes 1 year, provides, wants to marry me in 2 years, thoughts. But then what's the question? 2 years is a reasonable amount of time to wait for marriage. So I don't know if that's what you meant. Resubmit next week. Click the link in my bio and book a paid session. I don't know what you mean, sister girl, but we gonna keep that moving. Okay? After a first date, what's the best way to turn down a man without bruising his ego? You're gonna bruise his ego. It's gonna hurt. It's a direct rejection. You're gonna bruise his ego. It's going to hurt. Thank you, Jaffa Back, for purchasing a badge. I appreciate you. You're going to bruise his ego. He will be okay. Men do such a better job than women when it comes to dealing with rejection. You will be okay. So you'll just say, hey, I enjoyed spending the time that we spent together. However, I don't think that we're looking for the same things, but I wish you all the best moving forward. Press send. Don't ghost. It's not nice. We don't want to put that energy of ghosting out because we don't want to be ghosted. So you'll say, hey, I enjoyed the time that we spent together. However, I don't think that we're looking for the same things. I wish you all the best moving forward. Send. And that's that. Worst case scenario, you can block right after you send just in case you think he might curse you out. But you're going to hurt the person's feelings. It's unavoidable. As your feelings have been hurt, it's the nature of dating game. You will be all right. He will be all right. We both have busy schedules. First date went well. What's the max time we can go before having a second date? We both have busy schedules. First date went well. What's the max time we can go before having a second date? Well, the first thing is both of you guys need to adjust that schedule. If either one of you are taking dating, romance, building a healthy, fulfilling relationship seriously, then the both of you, and it don't have to be for each other, but in life, the both of you have to take this thing seriously, which means adjusting the schedules. I have someone who's a part of the A-Team private community that's hosted on Facebook. If you want to join us, you click the link in my bio, you tap the second button. And we had a private insight session yesterday. That's one of the services I provide if you're a member of the team, okay? And so she's working 2 jobs and she's talking about how am I going to find time for dating. You're not. Because there are 24 hours in the day. I know we like to say, oh, Beyonce has 24 hours in the day. Like we do. No, she don't, because she's not doing her laundry and folding clothes like I did today. She's not returning packages from Amazon to UPS like I did today. And like all the other things that we all have to do all day long. We only have 24 hours in the day. So if you are spending 12 of those hours working, and then you still have to sleep, and you still have to care for yourself, and you still have responsibilities to others, you cannot prioritize dating, which means you cannot prioritize getting into a serious relationship. And you can't prioritize the other person in said relationship. So in life, with this, we don't have time, make the time. And if you really absolutely can't make the time, like there's something that you're in school, you're finishing a degree, that means you perhaps may have to put dating on hold. I had someone reach out to me. She said that she's studying for her nursing degree. She wants to join a coaching program. She's going to graduate in May. She reached out to me in December. I said, I'll see you in May. I'll see you in May. And actually, really, I'm going to see you after you pass your NCLEX. I know the nurses are going to get me. You know what I'm talking about. The state exam that's mad hard that the nurses have to pass. That's when you're going to hit me up. Because you can't dedicate quality time to dating. And that's why you're sending me a message talking about when's the next time we should be on a date. I don't know. When the both of you prioritize dating and relationships. Is that you, boo? Is that you? Hey, boo. I didn't even know you was on the live. When you graduate, then you reach out to me. Hey, I'm the one who hit you up. I'm the nurse who hit you up, who said, I'm graduating in May, and now you can, because it's impractical. So if there's something temporary, finish that, and then you get back to dating. But if both of you have hectic schedules, you're gonna have to. That's so sweet, girl. I didn't even know you was here. You're gonna have to prioritize that. You're gonna have to prioritize that. Okay. Now, to answer your question, because you ain't asked for all that, you ain't asked for a coaching session. You asked me to answer your question, so I'm gonna do it. What's reasonable? I can't answer the question because I don't know what's reasonable, because I don't know your schedule. What's reasonable is both of you, especially you, because this is your life, it's your dating experience, prioritizing it, making the team. Okay? I'm in the A team, Alison. How do you balance dating two quality men? All right, Ray, look at you skipping the line because you were part of the A team. I appreciate you. I see you skipping the line. I'm going to take that because you invested. So I'm going to take that. I'm in the A team, Alison. How do you balance dating two quality men? One is on Friday, one is on Saturday. One is on Saturday, one is on Sunday. And when you get to the point where one of them is pressing you for a commitment, which is no shame in that, they should know what they want, and it's a good thing. That's what they want you. Then you need to write out a pros and cons list, and you are going to decide who you think is the best match for you. And then that's who you're going to move forward with. One's on Friday, one on Saturday, one on Saturday, one on Sunday. One on Sunday for brunch, one on Sunday for early dinner. That's how you balance it. Split the time. And when one of them becomes more demanding and has an expectation that you make a decision, or you've gotten to a point where you want to make that decision, then pros and cons like we used to do. I appreciate you responding. I'm not going to call your name because this is going to be seen by everybody. But she says, thank you, I'm adjusting my schedule. I appreciate the fact that you're responding that way. I wrote it in one of my comments, which I'm sure that nobody saw. But I appreciate when you guys understand that my tone is not in a tone to be annoying or frustrating or nasty to you. That is not my purpose. It's how I talk, and it's really to drive the point home. You know, like sometimes when we tiptoe around, well, girl, do you think you could find the time? Nope, find the time. Nope, find the time. And hopefully you guys appreciate that. So I'm glad that you appreciated that right here. Okay. Speaking of Angel, my girlfriend Lyle just joined the live. I was just talking about Trinidad and how ridiculous people are with this idea of, oh, you can't let your girl travel. You gonna let your girl travel to Trinidad, to Miami, to Carabana, because look, if she was a hoe, she was a hoe, she was a hoe, she was gonna cheat on your ass anyway. If he a hoe, he a hoe, he a hoe, and he was gonna cheat on your ass anyway, no matter the zip code, no matter the temperature. Okay, so there we go about that. I was supposed to be on Trinidad with her, and I chose my kid. We'll see if I choose my kid again in 2025 or 2024. Anywho, all right, beautiful people. How do you feel about a woman proposing after she called off the wedding the first time? How to handle it? How do you feel about a woman proposing after she called off the wedding the first time? How to handle it? So guess what? I was judging. I was judging when I first read this, right? This is why reading is fundamental. How do you feel about a woman proposing? No, that's how I felt. But these circumstances may make a difference. After she called off the wedding the first time. Now, this is what I would say. Why did you call off the wedding? What has changed between you calling off the wedding and now? What was the reason? Have you processed it? Has it been resolved? Was it you and your fear and there was nothing else that was wrong? Have you been to therapy to work that out with yourself? Has your partner forgiven you? Your partner even took you back? You're damn lucky. But why did you call it off? We need to be honest and reflective on that before we can even talk about reuniting in any kind of serious way. Forget about engagement again. So again, my answer would have initially been hell no if it was should you as a woman propose. In consideration that you called off the wedding the first time, I would first need to know why you called it off, and then depending on that answer as to why you called it off, then I can answer if you should propose. But I'll tell you this, if this guy was absolutely innocent, this is your own fears, your own traumas, your own hurt, your own whatever, then I would say he's probably not going to ask you again, because men are afraid as all get out to ask. Even when you've been talking about it for years, for some reason, they're still afraid. He ain't going to ask you again. And honestly, again, if he's absolutely innocent, I wouldn't ask you again either if I was him. I ain't mad about it. So you may have to. But again, honestly, before I could answer that question, I would first need to know, why did you call it off in the first place before I can thoroughly answer that question. Okay? And she said fear and immaturity. He was absolutely innocent. Okay, fine. If he was absolutely innocent, did you go through therapy to resolve your fear and your immaturity? Did you? Did you as a couple work this out where this man has forgiven you? I would worry about all those things before I worry about getting back that engagement ring or getting back on the track of marriage. You have bigger fish to fry. Okay? Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all how crafty y'all folks are getting. Okay? So you guys know that I do this live Q&A every Wednesday around 6 p.m. I tell you guys that you have to fit the question in the box. Do not DM it to me because it'll be hard for me to find it in the DMs. If it cannot fit in the box, guess what? It is time for you to click the link in my bio and you need to book a session. Or you could join me in the A-Team private community where we do insight sessions once a month. It's via Zoom, it's face-to-face. You can give me the context, you can give me the back and forth, right? But if it's for the free, you need to fit it in the box. Why did this person, I have to show y'all this. I want to cover her name and cover her. I hope I can cover this without messing it up. Sugar, I can't. Oh, okay, let me see if I could do this and cover her name. Why did she take a screenshot? Can y'all see this? Why did she take a screenshot and how she fit it in the box? Damn, the damn ring is messing this up. Here we go. She took a damn screenshot and fit it in the box. How the hell she did that, I don't know. I'm done with all of y'all. But because you were so crafty, this will be the first and last time that I allow anyone to do this, okay? Okay. I met a guy almost 2 years ago. At the time, I wasn't looking for anything because I was going through a lot. He was definitely a listening ear. During this time, we talked a lot about ourselves, our past relationships, and what we want in a relationship and would do differently. We've become closer over the last 6 months, and in the last month, we've become intimate. I don't want this to become a situationship. What advice would you give me? They got close in the last 6 months. All right, girl, you didn't even need to put no screenshot. You could have made this fit. Oh, girl, I done answered it in the 90 seconds, okay? Let me scroll back very quickly because now I don't want to feel like I'm being taken advantage of at this point, okay? Y'all... Have an honest convo with him about wanting to spend your life with him and let him know you're not scared or immature anymore. We're dating and doing great. It's been 10 years. You've grown a lot. Okay, so number one, if it's been 10 years, it's time for you to take some kind of action. Number two, I would let him know exactly what caused you to break off the engagement before. I would let him know that you have resolved it. I would have proof of resolution, which would include therapy. You don't have to tell me you're going to therapy. I'd let him know that you've done it. Because just, I'm over it would not be enough for me. I would need proof of that there's a changed behavior, and exactly what Jazz says, I would let him know, that the behavior has changed. You no longer feel that way, and you want to move forward, and you want to be in a committed relationship that leads to marriage. And what are his thoughts about getting married again? I think that that's reasonable. You said your pride won't let you. It's been 10 years. How much more time do you need in order to build this back up? I mean, I'm not trying to rush you, but you're old-fashioned, and I get that, but you're the one who messed it up, because that's what you said, right? That's not me judging you. That's what you said. You said you're the one who messed it up. He ain't do nothing wrong. It's your fear and your immaturity. So you're going to have to eat that. And it doesn't mean you have to get down on one knee and actually have a ring, right? But you're going to have to eat that in terms of you're going to have to be the communicator, because you didn't communicate well enough 10 years ago, even though I'm sure you were very young, in order to avoid this mess in the first place. So I lovingly say, suck it up. Okay, back to this one. We've become close over the last 6 months. In the last month, we've become intimate. I don't want this to become a situationship. What advice would you give me? The advice that I would give you is to say to this person, hey, I really enjoy the time that we spent together. We've become so close in the last 6 months. And what I'm looking for is a committed relationship. What are you looking for? A conversation. It's a conversation. Hey, I really enjoyed the time that we spent together. The last 6 months has really shown me what I'm looking for in a relationship, and that's where I'm in my life. I do want to be in a committed relationship. What are your thoughts? Is that where you are in your life? Nothing will become a situationship if you don't allow it to be. You're the one who can create it. You're the one who can destroy it. So you're going to cut this off from now. Tonight. Hey, boo. What's up? How you doing? How's your day? Blah, blah, blah. Good. Look, I really enjoyed the time we spent together thus far, and I'm looking for a committed relationship. I don't know where you are in your life right now. Where are you in terms of your romantic life? Let him answer. If he says he wants a committed relationship, great. So, okay, you want a committed relationship. Just so we're clear, do you want that with me? He'll say yes. He'll say no. Okay? And then you will say, all right, I respect it and I wish you the best. And you will end this so that it doesn't become a situationship. If he says, I want to be in a relationship and I want to be with you, great. You got you a man. Merry Christmas. Okay? But that's all that we are going to have when it comes to that. All right, beautiful people, I am going to wrap up here. It has been a pleasure as usual. If you are interested in working with me in a coaching program, I have 3 of them. One for those who are breaking up or going through a breakup and having difficulty, those who are ready to get back in the dating scene, and those who are in a committed relationship but want to show up better in said relationship. If you want help, guidance, or support, you'll click the link in my bio and you can book a 15-minute consultation so that I can assist you in that way. Hey, Janae said, my question never got in the queue. What am I doing wrong? Did you put it in my stories, Janae? This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. It looks like this. Oh, why didn't it pop up? That's weird. But if you put it in there, here it goes. If you put it in there, then it's there. I don't take questions live under normal circumstances. Just because time is of the essence, I need to time myself appropriately, okay? So again, if you are looking for help or support in getting over a relationship that didn't serve you, getting back on the dating scene, or showing up better in your relationships, you are going to click the link in my bio. You're going to tap the first button so that we can have a consultation call, and I will let you know if you're a good fit for the program. I go live every Wednesday here around 6 p.m. Eastern, so you can check me out here. If you want to know and get alerts as to when I go live, if you want to get a reminder with the link for you to put your question in, all you have to do is join my VIP text list. Click the link in my bio, scroll to the bottom. You put your cell phone number in. I text you twice a week. I let you know when I'm going live. I also do lives and trainings in my private Facebook group. Click the link in my bio to join that as well. I have free trainings, I have free resources, and I have the paid stuff because what I do as my profession. So click the link in my bio for every need that you have in regards to relationships. The only thing that I don't do is work with couples, but I have lots of recommendations. So if you need help with that, you can always DM me. My DMs are open 24 hours a day, 6 days a week. It's not open on Wednesdays because it gets funneled into the stories. All right. This live will no longer be saved. No longer be saved. The lives are going to go only into the private community. So if you are joining late and you want to check it out, then click the link in my bio and join the private community that's hosted on Facebook. Or you can join on time by clicking the link in my bio, getting on the text list. I tell you when I go live, I send you the link to submit your question. So it's always in there. Yep. Those who are a part of the community, they are the ones who are now going to get access, unlimited access to the live streams, all of my trainings, all the ebooks, all that stuff is going to go to the private community. All right. So, hey, it's $1 a day. It's less than a cup of coffee. There's no skin off your back. Click the link in my bio, join the private community. And again, if you want to work one-on-one, because the private community is cool, but it's not coaching, right? I cannot guarantee you the results that you see on my timeline with the engagements and the weddings and the babies. Then you'll join me in a coaching program. Nonetheless, I got to run. Love all you guys. See you later.